intro. I'm getting good at this. Better and better and better. Anyway, today I thought I would do a top 10 movies of 2015. If you've already seen my other video, Goals and Hopes and Dreams and stuff for 2016, I'll link it below. I'm trying to do a lot of things this year. So one thing I have started doing is I have an unlimited Cineworld card. So I go to the cinema quite a lot, once a week at the most. I see a lot of really amazing films. So this year I'm going to start doing reviews on my blogs of films that I really enjoyed. Some maybe I didn't enjoy so much, but I will let you guys know either way. So let's get started. I'm really sorry, but I'm having to show you the films on my iPad because I can't quite master how to edit like the clips into my video. Another thing to learn for 2016, to learn how to edit properly. April. Yeah. Okay, so my number 10 is the Disney movie Pan. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that properly, but I loved Pan because, number one, it wasn't exactly like Peter Pan. It was a more traditional way of seeing it, I think. It puts a lot of background information to Peter Pan, so it's kind of like how he got into Neverland to begin with, if you like. So it's before Peter Pan and how he discovered Tink, how he lost his parents, and I just think it was a very well thought out film, considering, we've only got the cartoon version to go off. So when I saw Pan, I was a bit like, it's just going to be another Peter Pan movie, but it wasn't. It was before Peter Pan, and I think the way they've set out the story and how everything just falls into place, I think it's brilliant. So if you haven't seen this already, guys, and you're a massive Disney fan like I am, I do thoroughly recommend this one. Number 9 is the DUFF. Stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend, which a lot of you may be thinking, that's a bit harsh, but if you've seen the film you'll understand why. Basically, she doesn't realise that she is a little bit out of place from her other friends, who are in fact skinnier, blonder, have better hair, dress better, etc, but it's very cliche. It's set obviously in an American school, and if you've seen an American movie that's set in a school, then you'll know you get the beautiful girls and you get the not so beautiful girls. Is the girl here who's the designated ugly fat friend, whereas if you can see properly, I don't think she's fat at all, if I'm honest. So as much as I didn't really agree with this movie, I thought it was very funny, very light-hearted and very satisfying at the end, because you'll have to watch the movie to find out what happens. So it's very unexpected. Every time I think of this movie, I just think of my best friend, which is always a good memory. So, number 8 is Suffragette. Now, I'm not really into the whole women's rights, blah 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 blah. However, I did vote last year for the first time. As I turned 18, I was able to, and this was before seeing Suffragette. And once I come out of seeing Suffragette, I was so glad that I voted, because half the population has no idea what these women did for us, and I feel like I definitely owed it to them to vote, and I owe it to them to put this film in my top 10 of 2015, because it was truly amazing. We don't just belong in the kitchen, guys. Stop labelling us as them horrible cliche woman, because we're not. Carey Mulligan is the main character, obviously, and she's absolutely phenomenal. She's absolutely phenomenal in every single film I've seen her in. My favourite of hers has to be The Great Gatsby, where she plays Daisy. I just love it, just love it. When she talks, it's almost as if like you're mesmerised how she speaks, because she's so clear and so English. Love it. Obviously you've got the fantastic Meryl Streep in it. She's only in one scene, by the way, guys, but that one scene she was very amazing. And you've got Helena Bonham Carter, who every single film I've seen her in, she never fails to disappoint. She's such a versatile method actor that every film that she's in, you know it's going to be a good one. She also tends to star alongside Johnny Depp, who obviously is an absolute legend. Why has he not won an Oscar yet? Don't mention Leonardo DiCaprio. Number 7 is Pitch Perfect 2. Oh my god. Such an amazing feel-good film. So many people that watched the first one waited for this movie for so long, and they just announced that they're doing a third one. I thought sometimes when you do sequels of movies, it doesn't always go the way people think it's going to go. Like, it doesn't always end up being as successful as the first one. This was way better than the first one, if I'm honest, which is a rare thing in film. I just think there was a lot more music. There was a lot more at stake for the Bellas. I just love the music, really. The music was just brilliant. I know it's all covers, but a cappella is such an amazing talent to have. I think it's just brilliant. So, really loved it, and it's funny. It's hilarious as well. So, highly recommend going to see this if you haven't seen it already. My number 6 is Still Alice with Julianne Moore and Kristen Stewart. Still Alice was a very heartbreaking film, but it was so heartbreaking you loved it, because I love films where you come out of the cinema thinking, oh my god, that really touched me, you know, that's really affected the way I look at people. And I just think Julianne Moore's performance, I mean, bravo, she got the Oscar for it, as well deserved, but she was just so believable. It was phenomenal. That's my favourite word at the moment, clearly. It's not for people that can't sit down for 2 hours and watch a film about, obviously, a woman that has Alzheimer's. Because if you can't understand what she's going through, you're not going to enjoy it. I mean, obviously I have no experience with people that have Alzheimer's, but I have seen a couple of people in my lifetime that have it, and you don't realise how much it impacts their life until you watch this film. So it's very good if you want a bit of an eye-opener, how to be appreciative of your life. And yeah, it's just amazing, and you'll love it. My number 5 is Focus with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is one of the most beautiful women on this planet. She was in The Wolf of Wall Street. Amazing. I love her because she's Australian. I just have a thing for Australian people, don't even ask. But Will Smith, if I'm honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him before, but after seeing him in this, my goodness, will it blow your mind? It's one of those films that really has to make you think. Like Inception, that took me about 5 or 6 goes to try and figure out what was going on with that film. I mean, whoa, mind blown. But Focus really is one of those films where you have to focus, otherwise you miss it. You miss everything, and you're so engrossed in the film, you're trying to work out constantly what's happening and what's going to happen next. You think you figured it out, and then in the end it's like, what? And do you know what, I bought this on DVD as soon as it came out, because it was just one of those films I was like, oh my god, I need to watch it again because I need to figure out what happened there. What happened there? I missed that. You're constantly missing things. So it's a brilliant film, highly recommend. If you liked Inception, you will love this. Number 4 is No Escape. My god, was this a heart attack and a half. I was literally on the edge of my seat the whole time. It's one of these films that's a bit of a hard watch, I'm not going to lie. So it's about, obviously, Owen Wilson and his wife and his kids move to China because he gets a new job. He then discovers when he gets to China that everything seems a bit mysterious. And then suddenly everything explodes and all these terrorists start running after them. They have to do things like lob their daughters over a building. They have to put a gun to somebody's head, and it's like, oh my god, you just can't relax. You can't relax. And it's one of those films, again, where you come out of the cinema and you're like, oh my god, you know, if that actually happened in real life, we'd be screwed. My number 3 is The Dressmaker. Oh my god, this movie blew my mind. The thing I could not process about this film was that it made you laugh, like, a lot. Like, me and my mum were in hysterics. And it made you cry also. But it's kind of one of those that you're like, should I be laughing or should I be crying? Or I don't really know what to feel. And I just think any film that you see in the cinema where you're constantly thinking about it, and you're not just sitting there like a blank screen like, yeah, I'm watching a film. When's it going to end? I want to go home. Eat a McDonald's in my bed. If you love Kate Winslet like I do, loved her since Titanic, obviously, you will know that she's such an amazing actress. Like, she is one of my top 10 actresses, but that's a video for another day. Obviously, I don't know if you can see, but she's absolutely gorgeous. The outfit she gets to wear in this are so glamorous and so retro. It's just like, why don't we have those fashion statements anymore? It's like, damn, loving the red lip. Obviously, it's got the gorgeous Liam Hemsworth in, who my mum fell in love with a bit. She's like 45 and he's like 20. More my generation than my mum's, but he gets his top off. So surely that's a reason to go watch it, because Liam Hemsworth gets his top off. Starts out with, did she murder this boy when she was younger? Did she? She got sent away from where she usually lived, so she didn't know. She went her whole life nearly, until she came back at this age, thinking she'd murdered somebody. And actually, when you go back and it tells the story of how it actually happened, my did the tables turn, and it's just brilliant. You won't be disappointed. It's constantly funny, constantly up and down. It's a roller coaster. My number 2 is, I kind of wish this was my number 1, but I can't knock my number 1 spot out of the box. My number 2 is The Longest Ride. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe the amount of people that haven't seen this film. The Longest Ride is my favourite film of 2015, second spot ever. Because, number 1, Scott Eastwood. Oh my god, oh my god. He is gorge. If you don't know who Scott Eastwood is, I suggest you type in Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift, click on the Vivo official music video, and you will see Mr. Scott Eastwood in all his fame and glory. I didn't know who Scott Eastwood was before this. I didn't even know Clint Eastwood had a son. But he did, and he looks a shitload like him, don't you think? And I just think, oh my god, the whole film, you just totally fall in love with him. I know it's a film, and I know he's meant to be like a knight in shining armour. He's a freaking cowboy, and who doesn't want to fall in love with a cowboy? Trust me, if you watch this film, you will adore it. A film based on a book by Nicholas Sparks, who wrote The Notebook. Loads of people I know love The Notebook, and that's a highly recommended film by everyone, including myself, so you're going to love The Longest Ride. And finally, my number 1 spot is, drum roll please, Cinderella, the 2015 version, of course. I have spoken about this film once in my top 10 Disney movie. Of course it's Disney, and how much do I love this film from a scale of 1 to 100? I would say probably about 110. That's how amazing it is. Don't ask me why I love it so much. It's just one of these films that is just, every time you watch it, you just feel happy and glorious, and anything can happen. I can still be a Disney princess if I wanted to. Duh. Obviously you've got the lovely Lily James as Cinderella. She is my favourite actress. Maybe not of all time, but she's up there with my top 10 again. And obviously you got the lovely Richard Madden, who is from the Game of Thrones, for anyone who doesn't know. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the exciting thing is I will be seeing these two lovely couple as Romeo and Juliet in London in June, which I am massively excited about. I'm hoping I get to meet them at stage door. I'm hoping, praying to God. That is my top 10 movies of 2015. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any of my choices. Any opinions on any of the films, whether you thought they were rubbish, whether you thought they were great, let me know. And let me know what's your number 1 top spot of 2015.